Welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 10 most exclusive and luxurious neighborhoods in Tucson. And as a bonus, Tucson is known for some of the most gorgeous desert landscape known to man and their luxury real estate. With my 15 years of experience here working locally as a certified real estate appraiser and a realtor, I've helped over 2,000 people buy or sell a home. And I'm going to put that experience to work for you and share with you some insight, some lesser known insight that you're not going to find on Google of a market that I believe is poised to be the next booming luxury market in the greater Tucson area. This could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you're definitely going to want to stick around and find out what that information is. I'm also going to share with you some insights to help your process of finding the right luxury property that will help make that process even better for you. So stick around. You definitely will not want to miss that. Hey, I'm Rich, and if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know all there is to know about lifestyle, real estate, and new builds in Tucson and the greater Tucson area, then you've landed on the right channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can be the first to learn everything that you want to know, and tap the bell for notifications so you can stay tuned in. Now, up first is one of the probably better known neighborhoods in terms of the luxury real estate market here in Tucson, and that is the Catalina Foothills area. I'm going to take you on a map tour. I'm going to bring up this map so that we can kind of walk. You can see my computer screen. We can kind of walk through the Tucson area and get oriented together. So let me get that pulled up for you. So just to kind of orient where we are, this is downtown Tucson right here. You've got the University of Arizona here. I-10 is the main interstate that kind of dissects or intersects Tucson. And the first area that we're going to be focused on is Catalina Foothills. Most people that we work with from out of state, if they're in the luxury market, this is an area that is on their radar. So I think it's the best place to start, because this is most certainly what is the most familiar to you if you're considering Tucson's luxury market. I have spent quite a bit of time in the Catalina Foothills area, both as a real estate appraiser, also helping buyers and sellers in that neighborhood. I also grew up with a lot of friends that lived in this area, and I've walked a lot of real estate. I've been in a lot of neighborhoods in this area. So I'm very familiar with a lot of these streets, from the different homes, different architectures, different views. Something that I absolutely love about the Catalina Foothills area is the topography. It's hard to tell looking at an aerial map, but this is very much rolling like hill. It's very hilly. And on the peaks, on the tops, the ridge lines of each of these hills is where they tend to build these homes. So it's hard to tell, but most of these streets are built along ridge lines of mountains. And the cool thing about that is that this community, this area, one of my favorite things about Catalina Foothills is because of the topography and the way that the real estate is oriented on top of the ridge lines of these hills, you have incredible views both north and south. So you have incredible views of the Catalina Foothills, the Santa Catalina Mountain Range, which is probably the most predominant and largest mountain range in the Tucson area. But a lot of times you will have incredible views of downtown Tucson, the university, central Tucson. You kind of get the best of both worlds. You know, I've appraised several houses where in the front yard, they've got an incredible view from their dining room and kitchen of the Santa Catalina Mountains. It's just incredible. And then out their back door, their living room, they have an unobstructed view of the city of Tucson. It's just like laying at the feet of this property. And you find quite a few properties with that type of vantage point in the Catalina Foothills area. One of my favorite aspects of it for sure. Now, in addition to the views and the city lights, This area is filled with custom built homes on large lots, oftentimes featuring a pool, spa, outdoor dining area, really bringing that indoor outdoor type of lifestyle, incorporating that into the house. Guest houses are also something that are very common in this neighborhood. So if that's something that is important to you, whether you have in-laws or multi-generational situation, or you like to have a private office, or I mean, there's just so much flexibility and use to a guest house. We're fortunate enough, my wife and I, to have a guest house on the property that we live on. We actually have two guest houses. I'm working in one of them. This office is in one of them, and we rent out the other one. But it adds a lot of flexibility. So I appreciate that this neighborhood has guest houses. And if you're wondering, there are some of these neighborhoods that do allow short-term rentals. If you're like me and you appreciate that, the flexibility of being able to activate a rental, I don't know if that's you or not. If not, no big deal. But for some of our luxury buyers, they like to know what the rental potential is in some of these areas, and it is very high in Catalina Foothills. Also, a lot of these homes have minimalistic landscaping. This area is mostly desert landscape, natural desert landscapes. You're going to have Palo Verde trees, mesquite trees, cactus, saguaro, everything that the desert has to offer. But within the property lines, usually within the yards, they've got minimalistic landscaping, very kind of a modern desert landscaping, low maintenance. So that's something that's also really nice if you're not worrying about a whole lot of maintenance for the property as well. So let's talk about amenities. Now, this area, Catalina Foothills, is located very close in proximity to local top-rated golf courses, including La Paloma, which is probably one of the most popular La Paloma golf course and resorts, Westin La Paloma here, as well as the Ventana Canyon golf course, which is located a little bit further east. So you've got La Paloma there, and then Ventana Canyon is just a quick drive, maybe 5 or 10 minute drive away. So both of those are great options if you're a golfer. I wish I could give you some more golfing insight, because I'm just not a huge golfer. I enjoy golf, but it is not something that I claim to be. I've been called a lot of things. A golfer is not one of those things. You've also got luxury shopping available at one of the biggest outdoor malls in Tucson, La Encantada. This place is great. It's a beautiful mall. Actually, one of my favorite views from any restaurant in Tucson is at this mall. Blanco's Tacos. You sit up on their patio and you have just an unobstructed view. Actually, this kind of shows it. You can see a little bit of this walkway here. You're elevated, and then you just have an incredible view of Tucson, the city of Tucson. Enjoy a margarita, something cold to drink, some tacos, just some delicious food. So little secret there. Locals know that's an incredible spot for lunch or dinner. So you've got some fine dining in the Catalina Foothills area, really close to it. This Sunrise Drive gives you a lot of options. You've got grocery stores, really everything that you need, convenience stores, gas stations, all that sort of stuff. This area really is perfect for buyers who are seeking kind of a balance between that urban convenience, but also upscale desert living. They love the desert landscape. They want the views. They want the cactus, maybe even some of the animals. So this is definitely an area that deserves to be number one on any luxury list for the Tucson area, and definitely one that has earned its place on that list as well. So next up from Catalina Foothills, we're going to move over to Canyon Ranch. Canyon Ranch is a little bit further east, and Canyon Ranch, so the way that, if you're not super familiar with Tucson, Catalina Foothills here, the Foothills area, what they refer to as the Foothills, this is generally the Foothills area. This got River Road here to the south. You've got Skyline and Sunrise Road here, and then you've got the Santa Catalina Mountains. Now there's a lot of different neighborhoods, and several of which we're going to talk about on this video, but just trying to orient you a little bit further east, you get this, there's a big wash that separates essentially the Foothills area, which is all of this area. There's this big wash. You can see it's kind of indicating some water or river, which isn't actually there in person. It's probably underground. But then you've got kind of East Tucson here. So this kind of is considered right on the tail end, kind of right in between what would be considered the Foothills area and Tanque Verde, Eastside Tucson. Canyon Ranch is known, world-renowned wellness lifestyle, and it's in a private gated community, very, very exclusive. It's got very upscale residences, and they're designed to kind of complement health, well-being, relaxation. They've got very modern designed homes in there, very open layouts, lots of natural light. Those are the kind of the styles of the builders are going for in there. And it's beautiful. It really incorporates that natural desert landscape, large custom homes, residences that have a lot of natural light, indoor, outdoor space. So it definitely is something to consider, especially if you have an emphasis on wellness and that kind of active lifestyle. Now, as far as amenities go, this has direct access to Canyon Ranch's amenities, which include a resort. They have a fitness program. They have nutritionists, spas, hiking trails. They have mindfulness classes. So if this sounds like it's something that's up your alley, then worth checking out for sure. This is really appealing to buyers who prioritize health, fitness, personal well-being, and really have made a lifestyle of those types of practices. Now, some of my favorite hiking trails are really close to Canyon Ranch. Sabino Canyon is one of the biggest areas for hiking. Sabino Canyon Rec area here. This is just loaded with all sorts of incredible outdoor things. Much of this path all the way up into the canyon is paved. So they have a tram system that goes all the way up. If you prefer to not be on dirt, but you want to be out in nature, they have miles and miles and miles of paved trails here that the tram goes down, people walk. But they have plenty of trails that are dirt. And then there's just, you could spend an endless amount of time out in Sabino Canyon exploring. One of my favorite hikes, Seven Falls. This is a series of cascading waterfalls in our rainy season that is just stunning. So if you like outdoor lifestyle, if you're into wellness and well-being and hiking and meditating, and I mean, this is a really quick commute to Sabino Canyon. Go get in touch with nature. You'll love it, I'm sure. So one of my favorite places and one of the nearest attractions to that area. Next up is going to be Stone Canyon. So Canyon Ranch here, we're going to zoom out. We're going back just to kind of reorient. We talked about the Foothills area here, downtown Tucson here. We're going to go to an area called the Oro Valley. And we're going to go up north to the northern part of Oro Valley called Stone Canyon. Now, this is probably one of the most unique landscapes in all of Tucson, of the greater Tucson area. There is this lava-formed rock that is natural to the area, native to the area, these massive volcanic boulders that give this area, why it's named Stone Canyon, such a unique feel. If you're curious what that's like, you can Google Stone Canyon. I'll throw some images up as well so you can check those out. But it really is, it's just inundated with these massive boulders. I mean, some of them the size of cars, even larger buses. And so it gives a very unique landscape. You've got all of the desert cactuses, desert trees, the birds, some of the native wildlife. And then you've got these massive boulders, which are so unique and distinct to this area. Very, very cool. I've sold several new construction homes in that area, and the time that I've been able to spend in that area with our buyers, I just love it. It's definitely one of my favorite areas. There are some challenges because of the stone landscape, prepping a lot for building It tends to be a little bit more labor intensive, a little bit more expensive. But again, for someone who is more committed to the lifestyle, the location, the view, it's a hurdle that can be solved. And it is very exclusive. Stone Canyon is an exclusive gated community, breathtaking views, like I mentioned, mainly of the Catalina Mountains, which are a little bit further west out here. These are relatively spacious estates, custom homes because of the rocky natural landscape. Not a whole lot of these lots tend to be very buildable like other areas, but you do get large enough lots, and the rocks provide some incredible natural privacy in between the lots. So you kind of get lost. Your home is situated amongst these massive boulders, and you just feel like you're out there alone, out there in nature. And so definitely a very cool feel. The homes in Stone Canyon, they do have access to the amenities. The Stone Canyon Club, that features one of Arizona's top rated golf courses, does have a super luxurious and very nice clubhouse I recommend checking out, and a fitness center that's part of that as well. If you're a gym goer like I am, it's nice to have somewhere that's close, because Stone Canyon is out there. It's on the northern parts of Oro Valley. There are other conveniences in this area, so it's not like it's completely isolated out here. You've got grocery stores, gyms, convenience stores, pharmacies, restaurants, everything that you need pretty close, I would say, within about 15, 20 minutes in this northwestern part of Tucson. Oro Valley Marketplace, a big shopping center out here. So you're certainly not isolated, but it's nice to have a gym, fitness center that's close, really close. Now, this place, Stone Canyon, would really appeal to golfers, to be honest with you. It's a haven for people who love the outdoors, who are golf enthusiasts, and those desiring peace, quiet, privacy, space. I really think this is a great location to consider for that. As I mentioned, some of those nearby attractions, you've got Oro Valley Marketplace, plenty of shopping, recreation. You do have access to some of the hiking trails that are out in the Catalina Mountain area, as well as Catalina State Park, which is probably the second or one of the largest state parks for hiking, biking, mountain biking, camping. So a great park to go spend some time, and that's pretty darn close to Stone Canyon as well. So next up, we're gonna move back over to the foothills area to a neighborhood called Pima Canyon Estates. So I'll take you there now, leaving Stone Canyon. This is Oracle Road. You'd go back through Oro Valley, and then you could hit Ina, Sunrise, come back down, and Pima Canyon Estates is going to be located right here. Now, Pima Canyon Estates, in the last couple years, I've helped a couple buyers, one of which was looking for a large custom home. And we were looking at one of the most bespoke lots in all of Tucson, really. It was at the highest point in Pima Canyon. And it just was sat as high up on this Santa Catalina mountain range as you could possibly get. Had the most incredible view of Tucson, city lights, the surrounding mountain landscape. It really is a prestigious community, gated community. It's at the base of the Catalina Mountains, large custom luxury homes. Maybe not many, but I would say there is quite a few vacant lots still that are owned by developers and custom home builders that are just kind of waiting. They'll market the lots for sale with a pre-spec'd home that's been approved to build. That is something that is fairly common with the lots that are left in Pima Canyon. There is also a decent amount of newly built custom homes, and they have a wide range of styles in there as well. So lots of high-end finishes, but you've got a range of kind of that Southwestern Santa Fe. You also have some of these ultra modern floor to ceiling glass, cantilevered steel, that go over the backyard, a lot of architectural features. So I think they have a wide range of some really cool homes out there. A lot of fun taking a look at real estate out there. Larger lots. Again, the landscape is very hilly because it is coming up against the mountains there, right at the foothills. So really, it's hard to find a house that doesn't have an incredible view in this area. The lots sit very high, and the desert is just stunning from that vantage point. Amenities include, they've got 24/7 security. It's a manned gate in there. They've got walking trails. They have direct access to Pima Canyon, which is right here. So if you're a hiker, doesn't get any better than this. You can literally walk down your street to one of the most prominent trailheads in all of Tucson, and you've got access to the Santa Catalina Mountains, which is just massive. I mean, you could hike for a year every day and probably still not see a quarter of the mountain range there. So lots to explore. As far as who I think is really a good fit for Pima Canyon, it really attracts buyers seeking exclusivity. I would say Pima Canyon is arguably one of the most exclusive and probably expensive neighborhoods in Tucson. And because of that, you've got some incredible real estate there, and it does have that attraction. Homes don't go for sale very often there, and when they do, they don't tend to stay on the market very long at all. So luxury buyers tend to start their search way in advance. We have buyers that we've been working with for 2 years that have had their eye on Pima Canyon. That's exactly where they want to live. It's no place else, and they are very specific in what they're looking for. So, it's just a matter of constantly keeping a read on what's going on, talking with a lot of the owners of the vacant lots in there, the developers, staying in contact with a lot of the homeowners in there, and really just kind of feeding that information to people that we know are looking to buy. As far as attractions go, it is in the similar area to Catalina Foothills. So you've got Ina, which turns into Sunrise, and you've got lots of dining. You've got shopping here at La Encantada, lots of shopping. You've got access to La Paloma Resort and Spa, which has incredible golfing. You also are pretty close to Oracle Road, which is loaded with all sorts of dining, shopping, retail, grocery stores, movie theaters, gyms. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You're not deep into the foothills, but you're kind of able to take advantage of kind of the exclusivity that the foothills has to offer in some of those amenities, but you've also got the main thoroughfare of Oracle Road here and all of those amenities. So, and to be honest with you, because you're not deep in the foothills, if you do plan on spending any time downtown or by the University of Arizona, it's a quicker drive to get downtown and by the university. All right, so next up, we're going to move over to Ventana Canyon. Ventana Canyon is another very exclusive area tucked up right against the Catalina Mountains. So Pima Canyon Estates is there. Ventana Canyon is here. Ventana Canyon Mountain Estates. And this is a resort style living community. It's really centered around the Ventana Canyon Golf Resort and Racket Club that they have here. Me and my wife do a yearly retreat there as kind of a goal plan on what's next for us, as parents, as in business and personal goals. So we love to go out there. Part of their resort, actually, they have a natural waterfall. Yes, it is flowing most of the year, believe it or not, a natural waterfall in the desert. And you can walk through it. Like, we eat breakfast at the resort, and then it's like a 5-minute paved walk against the foothills of these mountains. And they have this incredible 30-40 foot waterfall that's natural. We can just sit at, talk, enjoy some coffee. So really, really cool area. Resort style living for sure. They have golf, racquetball, and they've got all the other amenities that come along with that resort style living that you would become accustomed to. Again, custom homes, good size estates. They do offer some townhouses in there as well. Incredible views of the mountains because it is tucked up so tight against the foothills of the Santa Catalina Mountains. and you've got great views of golf courses as well as surrounding residences and even, Tucson city lights. It does have 2 Tom Fazio designed golf courses. Tennis courts, resort style pools are part of this as well. And they've got fine dining within Ventana Canyon as well. Now, Ventana Canyon, I think, really would appeal to those who want a luxury resort style experience every day. Like, that's just the lifestyle that they've become accustomed to, and something that they really appreciate. This, I think, is a great area for those types of buyers. Attractions, you're still part of the foothills, so you've got La Encantada, which we talked about here. Swan Road, you've got quite a bit of amenities. You've got grocery stores, gas stations, breakfast places, pizza places, all sorts of cool stuff here. One of my favorite pizza places, Basil's, is located here. They've got, you also have access to some of the other amenities. Sunrise, let's see where I was here. Yeah. So along Sunrise, there's other grocery stores. There's also restaurants, fine dining restaurants, some fast food. You're close to Tucson Medical Center, which is one of the biggest medical centers in Tucson, one of the biggest hospitals. It's actually where both of our little girls were born as well. So lots of babies being born there over the years. I think my father was born there too. My family's been in town for over 150 years, my dad's family. So probably a lot of our family members have been born at Tucson Medical Center. I think I was born there too. Anyway, they've seen a lot of babies, generations of babies. So you've got everything that you need close. Ventana Canyon, definitely on the list for that resort style lifestyle. Next up, we're going to be moving a little bit further west to the Ritz-Carlton Residences. That's part of the Dove Mountain area. So again, just to orient, foothills area here we talked about. We're going to move a little bit further west, and we're going to go find Dove Mountain, which is up here. So this would be considered Northwest Tucson. You've got Oro Valley here. We talked about Stone Canyon, boom. So a little bit further west. And the Dove Mountain area, this big loop makes up Dove Mountain. Actually, technically, Dove Mountain starts around here, and it's this whole area. But Dove Mountain loop all the way around. I have spent a lot of time in this area, both as a real estate appraiser, but also as a realtor helping people buy and sell real estate. If you are a resort style buyer or you enjoy resort style living, Dove Mountain is an incredible place. It's much newer than Ventana Canyon overall. I would say in the last 10 years, it's really hit its stride. There's been a ton of gentrification that has happened in this area over the last decade. And it's a resort style community. And there are one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in here is the Ritz-Carlton Residences, as you can see that here. Ritz-Carlton is located off of Dove Mountain Boulevard. You drive in, and then they've got the Ritz-Carlton Residences out in here. Now you've got 5-star resort living, unparalleled luxury up in this area. Lots of natural desert landscape. You got peace, quiet, tranquility. You've got all the things that you would hope to have in the desert. It really is absolutely stunning. Dove Mountain has some of the most incredible views in the northwestern part of Tucson, and actually the Gallery Golf Resorts and the Ritz-Carlton, from some of their dining areas, just breathtaking views, golf course views, city views, mountain views. A really fun area to explore. Preferably, catch it when it's not peak heat season. So maybe not between the months of June and say September, but outside of that, man, beautiful. Sit on the patio by the fire or not if it's warm already, and just take it all in. So this area features custom designed homes by some award-winning architects. They do have villas, which are smaller homes. They range between 2,000 and 3,000 square feet. And the estates, they tend to blend them really well with the Sonoran Desert, the natural desert landscape in this area. It does have access to the golf club at Dove Mountain, the Ritz-Carlton Spa and Dining. You have concierge services as part of your membership as well. And it really is just a vibrant community. They throw events, they host gatherings. And so if you're looking for that community feel, something to really be a part of, a network, then this is a great option for you as well. This really would appeal for buyers who are seeking really a serene kind of retreat. If you appreciate that resort style living, this and Ventana Canyon are great options. I think this is probably a little bit more exclusive. And because of that, I think that access to those world-class amenities that I've been talking about will kind of make you feel elevated just in your lifestyle a little bit. So if that's what you're looking for, definitely put this one on the list. Attractions, you've got the Tortolita Preserve and hiking trails in Dove Mountain. Dove Mountain has miles and miles and miles of walking paths and hiking trails. Outdoor living, outdoor enthusiast dream. So whether you're biking, walking, rollerblading, walking the dogs, if that's you, this is an area that you're gonna love. All right, so next up, we're gonna go to Sabino Mountain. Sabino Mountain, we're gonna go back east here, cut across the foothills again. I've already got it highlighted here. So it's pretty close to Canyon Ranch, just west of Canyon Ranch. And this is really a luxury living, panoramic views of the city and the surrounding mountains. So much like Canyon Ranch, you've got incredible views about the city as well as the Santa Catalina Mountains. It's upscale custom homes. You've got a gated community setting. It's really designed to kind of integrate the desert environment with the homes. It's very much a common theme that we're going to find out here with the luxury real estate markets. A lot of the builders and architects tend to do that, incorporate that natural, beautiful Sonoran Desert with the architecture of the home. So you're going to see a lot of that here. You do have community pool, walking trails, and quite a bit of privacy, off the beaten path a little bit since it is so far east in the foothills area. And perfect for people seeking a quiet, luxurious type of escape. And it's been very established. I would say that it's not a newer development. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more established, this Sabino Canyon or Sabino Mountain area is definitely going to give you that feel, very established. Easy access to outdoor activities as well. Look how close again once you are to Sabino Canyon. I mean, it's an easy walk if you're a walker, bike, quick drive for sure. And since you are so close to Sabino Canyon, you also have all of the other amenities that are located in the Tanca Verde area. You go a little bit further and you've got Udall Park, which you've got tennis, basketball, just a lot of physical activities out there. Udall Park is a huge rec center out there. So you can take advantage of all of that. Next up, we've got Skyline Country Club. So we're going to be going back to the foothills area. Skyline Country Club. Again, another neighborhood that with incredible views tucked up against the Santa Catalina Mountains. So you take Swan Road all the way up, Skyline Country Club. It's an iconic area in Tucson, and especially in the luxury community. It's got a focus on social and recreational activities. As I mentioned, my family has been in town for over 150 years. My father has told me stories about, going to dinners and socializing at some of the events that they've hosted there, Skyline Country Club, playing on that golf course, doing things on that golf course back in the 60s and 70s he probably shouldn't have been doing, but I'll save that for a different video. Beautiful area out there. These estates are expansive, very, very large floor plans, elegant interiors. You've got incredibly breathtaking views of the natural deserts. and of the city, the mountains, really everything you would expect from a luxury piece of real estate in the desert. Very established, again, an iconic luxury neighborhood in the Tucson area. Private golf course, does have tennis courts, swimming pool, fitness center. It's got an amazing clubhouse, and it's got dining, and they host quite a bit of events there as well. So again, if you're looking for that community feel, if you want to be involved, you want to network, if you're a people person, this is probably a great area for you to consider, because it does have that aspect. Not to say that you're going to be obligated to interact with people, because certainly if you want your privacy and value that, this can accommodate that as well. But it does have that community connection as well. Lifestyle. So lifestyle here, this is really going to attract buyers who enjoy an active and engaged lifestyle with a strong sense of community. There is quite a bit of attractions near here. You've got AJ's Fine Foods, which is a great it's a great grocery store. This is located near La Encantada, which is that really nice outdoor mall we were talking about with some of the other locations. And you've got access to everything else in the foothills. Safeway here, gas stations, grocery stores, lots of shopping here. You've got more shopping down at the end of Sunrise and Kolb, another grocery store out here as well. So everything is very close. All right, so next up we've got La Paloma, and this is located pretty close, again, in the foothills area. La Paloma here, it's part of their resorts. You've got upscale gated community, and it is surrounded by the Westin La Paloma Resorts. You got La Paloma Estates here. Very cool topography, very hilly topography. So you're driving through the hills. Much of the homes are situated on a ridge line. So you've got breathtaking views, kind of both ways, north and south, mountain views on one side, usually city views on the other, or you're looking at some of the surrounding real estate, which is still very pretty at night. And features beautiful custom homes. They do have some townhouses. Oftentimes they feature pools, negative edge with, the water cascading over, that just make you feel like the water and the desert are one, just that you've got your own private beach in the desert, which is really, really cool. A lot of outdoor living spaces. That's something that's really incorporated quite a bit out here. For the 7 or 8 months of really nice weather that we get, like we've got right now, that outdoor space is prime real estate. Whether you're eating breakfast outside, enjoying dinners outside, lunches, entertaining outside, these homes really have an emphasis on outdoor space. Maybe not as frequently used in the summer months, but again, over the course of the year, 7, 8 months of that year are going to be very, very nice months to enjoy the outdoor living spaces. Amenities, you've got world-class golf courses as part of La Paloma, and you've got access to other surrounding golf courses as well. Like I've mentioned, you've got Ventana Canyon out here, Lowe's Ventana Canyon. You also can venture into Northwest Tucson, and you've got lots of other golfing options in Northwest Tucson. Omni Tucson National Resort and Golf out there. I've been part of many charity events that they put on there, which is really cool. Crooked Tree Golf Course. You can drive up north and go to that Stone Canyon area. There's quite a bit of golf courses over there. So really not too far away from any of that stuff. And this area is going to be perfect for buyers who, again, like that resort style amenity lifestyle and want an emphasis on security. You've got gated, it's a gated neighborhood. It's very secure. It's right in the middle of the foothills area. And you do have all of the amenities that you would hope to have. Fleming's is here, a great steakhouse. We love to go to Fleming's whenever we can. And you've got access to all the grocery stores. Just for reference, again, La Encantada Outdoor Mall is here, and you've got everything available in the foothills just a stone's throw away. The next one is Rancho Sin Vacas, last neighborhood here. And Sin Vacas is tucked up against the foothills here. We've got Pima Canyon Estates, and we've got Sin Vacas neighborhood here. Much smaller neighborhood than some of the other larger neighborhoods that we've taken a look at. Quiet, it's very private, probably a little bit more intimate, I would feel, just because it is a little bit smaller. But the homes out there are incredible, very elegant homes. They've got expansive views, lots of surrounding desert and mountains because of where it is situated here. Gated community with 24/7 guarded gate, which is important. I know for a lot of our luxury buyers, that can be a deciding factor. Many of these communities in the Catalina Foothills or Foothills area will have a manned gate, which for some buyers is a very important thing. This particular community, Sin Vacas, does have 24/7 manned gate. They've got walking trails, close proximity to nature, as you did with Pima Canyon Estates. And the cool thing is that you're getting a bit of a smaller neighborhood, but it's in the same proximity to one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in all of Tucson, Pima Canyon. So, it almost gives a sense of more exclusivity in this area. It really appeals to buyers who are seeking that exclusive feel because of that, who really value privacy and just want a place to enjoy the natural beauty of the Sonoran Desert. Again, because you're located in the Foothills area, you're close to hiking trails and everything that the Foothills area has to offer, from dining to restaurants, grocery stores, conveniences, you name it. Comment below. I'm very curious which neighborhood you are leaning towards, or which neighborhood you still have some more questions about. Maybe there's even a neighborhood that you've heard good things about and you want a local's perspective, someone who has worked in the luxury market for 15 plus years. Leave a comment. I'm happy to engage personally, give you some insight, answer some questions, and be a resource. Now, to deliver on my promise from the very beginning of this video, if you stuck around this far, I really thank you for that. Let's talk about an area that I think is poised to be one of the best luxury areas in the greater Tucson area. And I think that this could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars long-term getting in on the front end of this, as I see development over the next 10 years really going big time over that span of time. So let's zoom out from the map here. Again, to reorient, we've got the downtown University of Arizona area. We're going to go to an area called Vail. Vail is southeast of Tucson, and we're going to look at this area here. Now, this is what I would consider the closest thing to the Foothills equivalent in terms of landscape, location. It really is kind of a mirror of, like, just to share with you my thought process and based on my experience. You've got Sunrise here, and then all the really exclusive neighborhoods here, incredible views. You've got Catalina Foothills here. I believe, and what I see is spending a lot of time in this area with Rocking K. This is one of the biggest master plan communities that Tucson, the greater Tucson area, has seen in a very long time. Really started hitting its stride in the last 2 or 3 years, like really just opened in the last 2 or 3 years. So they are in their infancy with this, but there's a couple thousand homes that are going to be built here over the next 20 years. This area here, there is just sprinkled with some custom homes being built. And I think that trend is probably going to continue. This big master plan community is going to continue to expand. On the other, and this drive-in is absolutely breathtaking. The views of these surrounding mountains, the Rincon Mountains, is just incredible. So you've got a beautiful drive-in. On one side, you've got one of the biggest master plan communities, and honestly, it's very nice. They've got an emphasis on lower density here, so it's not homes stacked on top of each other. They cater to a bit of a elevated price point. We haven't yet seen all of this commercial infrastructure come in, which is going to come for sure. And as you know, I mean, you've got probably hundreds of millions of dollars moving in here. There's going to be some commercial development that happens. And I think what we're going to see is we're going to continue to see the luxury market that that has started some momentum. We're going to see that continue in this area here. A couple more things that I think are really important is tax advantages. You've got, because of where this is located and because it's not yet established, you've got some significant advantages in terms of property taxes. If you're not from Arizona and you're moving from a market outside of Arizona, like the East Coast, for instance, we get quite a bit of people moving from there. You're going to be very surprised at the tax advantages that we have when it comes to real property tax as well. So in terms of tax, we're one of the lowest property taxed rate areas on the Western coast. And so I think that that's something, especially when you compare to other luxury markets, this Tucson and the greater Tucson area, and this area specifically, that's going to provide you some significant tax advantages. The other thing, I mentioned it with Pima Canyon, but because we work so predominantly in the Tucson area and a lot of these luxury markets, we really keep a beat on what's going on in these luxury markets. And I think that it's a huge advantage to have someone like myself who's plugged in, who can share insights about access to off-market properties that are coming to market, because oftentimes our luxury buyers are looking for something very specific and something very exclusive, and they've got a vision in their mind. They know exactly what they want. They haven't yet pieced together where it is or exactly what it looks like in Tucson, but that's where I come in. That's where our team comes in. So make sure you grab my contact information. Let's stay in touch, because I'd love to plug you into any off-market opportunities that are upcoming that could fit exactly what you're looking for, since we have such an extensive background working here locally in Tucson. Well, there you have it. Now you know all of the best, most exclusive and luxurious neighborhoods in Tucson. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up for me. Let me know you appreciated this. It helps me, it helps the channel. And make sure you are subscribed for more content like this. As always, I want to leave you with a little important reminder in the form of a quote. Here it goes. We all have good and bad within us. What matters is the path we choose to act on. So there you have it. Take that in and put some meaning behind it in your own life. Thanks again for watching. As a last reminder, whether you're moving today or a year from today, let's get connected. All my contact information is below. Feel free to reach out whichever way is most convenient for you. And until next time, I hope to see you around the neighborhood.